This is part 2 of our lesson on sine law versus cosine law. So we've just finished talking about how do I know when to use sine law, how do I know when to use cosine law. So if you have an angle and an opposite side and you know both numbers for that, you can use sine law. And if you don't have that information, cosine law. So we're going to do an example. I have a triangle. It is not a right angle triangle. It has an angle of 97 degrees, an angle of 29 degrees, a side of 300 meters, and then a missing side x. So first thing I want to do is try to figure out, should I use sine law or should I use cosine law? So I'm going to look to see, do I have an angle and an opposite side that I know both numbers for? And the answer is yes. I have this 97 degrees and this 300 meters. So since I have an angle and an opposite side that I know both numbers for, I am okay to use sine law. And I always start by labeling the angle in the question A. And since I have two angles, I always use the angle that's across from the known number. So I'm going to call this A, big A for the angle, and then little a for the side. Now, choice, I can call this B, I can call this C, whatever you want. I think I'm going to go with B. This is big angle B, across from that is little side B, and then that would make this C and little c. So when I'm using sine law, the formula is, I'm going to take the pair that has what I know. So I know both this side and this angle. So I'm going to do sine of A over A equals, and then here I look for what I want to find. I want to find B, so I'm going to do pair B. So I'm going to do sine B over little b. And then from there, I'm just going to substitute in all the things I know. So big A is 97 degrees. So sine of 97 degrees divided by side A, which is 300 meters, equals sine of B. B is 29. So sine 29, that rhymes. And then that's divided by side B, which is x. Now from here, because I have fractions and I don't really like that, we are going to cross multiply. So I'm going to multiply x times sine of 97. And then I am going to multiply 300 by sine of 29. Now from here, you have a choice to make. If you don't like decimals, you could take sine of 97 and divide it to the other side and then calculate that all in one step. But I am going to actually work out what these things are and then rearrange with the decimals. So I'm going to start by working out sine of 97. So I have 0.992546151. And then that equals 300 times sine of 29. Now I'm assuming by this point that you have figured out how to use your calculator and don't need me to keep walking you through it. So I have 145.4428861. Okay, so I want to get x by itself. So I need to find a way to get that 0.99, all those decimals, to the other side. So since we are multiplying, I'm going to divide both sides by that decimal. Now, I'm going to cheat a little, and I'm going to write out the first couple of decimal places and then a dot, dot, dot. But on this side, I think I'm going to try to write the whole number out so that I have something to look at when I am punching it into my calculator. So I'm going to take this number that's still in my calculator and divide it by 0.992546151 and then hit equals. And I get 146 point. Now, I have 5, 3. It does ask for 2 decimal places. If I take a peek at the next number, it's a 5. So if it's 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, I would leave it as 53. But if this number is a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, we're going to push that up to 54. So I'm going to bump that up to 54. So it's 146.54 meters. Okay, I'll join you in the next video and we'll take a look at part